Your Health is Calling, where holistic health meets practical solutions for your well-being. With your host, speaker, New York Times bestselling author, Sue Kostyk, a seasoned holistic health practitioner and longevity coach. Join Sue each week to embark on a journey to uncover the root causes of your health concerns. Through a personalized approach, learn how to decode the messages your body is sending and craft natural protocols to address them. Call in live at 888-994-4995 Studio A.
Hi and good morning. Welcome to Hello, Your Health is Calling. So we've been on a journey for the last few weeks and we're kind of going through what I call the de-stress protocol, which is not how to de-stress, but it is an acronym for how we can maintain health, how we can maintain good gut health, and kind of extend our longevity. So the first week we tackled the D, and that is the diet part of the protocol. And really, just as we just kind of melt it all down, it's an anti-inflammatory diet. Stay away from processed foods, stay out of those fast food lines, cook from home. Do what you can just to make sure that you're eating a whole food diet. The E in the de-stress protocol, we went over exercise and how important exercise is into our whole longevity, and not necessarily exercise as going to the gym every day or making, doing those long, hard workouts, but really it's about movement and making sure that you're moving. Get those 10,000 steps in. The American Heart Association has deemed 10,000 steps as reducing all-cause mortality. So just start counting your steps and baby steps. If you're only getting 3,000 to 4,000, that's great. Just increase it by 1,000 or 2 every day. The S that we reviewed last week is about stress management. And that was a fun topic because we're all so stressed out. And my message is not that we're going to remove stress from your life, but there are things that you can do to reduce your stress. And one of the things that I find extremely helpful in my practice is encouraging my busy clients that are in an office sitting at a desk all day to adopt the 50-10 rule. And that is, for every 50 minutes of sitting, you get up for 10 minutes, walk around. If you can get outside in the sunlight or just outside in some fresh air, that's the best case scenario. But really just making sure that you're not sitting longer than 50 minutes at a time. And today we're going to be tackling the T, which is toxicity. And this may even overflow into 2 podcasts because it is a huge topic. We may not get through everything today, but it's actually frightening, but there's a lot of things that we can do to help us with toxicity to lower our toxic load. So we're going to go for a brief break, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to tackle toxicity. So stay there.
Hello, your health is calling. Feeling bloated, low on energy, dealing with hormone imbalances? Integrative health coach Sue Kostyk is here to assist you. Reach out to Sue for practical health solutions guided by her professional training as a holistic coach. Sue specializes in identifying the underlying causes of health issues and restoring balance. Don't let your health concerns impact your well-being. Contact Sue Kostyk today at 917-362-5176 or via email at sue@symmetryhealthandwellness.com and take the first step towards a healthier, happier you.
Hello, Your Health is Calling, a new show brought to you by the Reinvented Life Network. Tune in Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You've been watching Hello, Your Health is Calling. Join me as we dive into the realms of longevity, nutrition, stress management, and toxin removal, all without the use of harsh pharmaceuticals. And now, back to the show.
Okay, so we're going to dive in here. I'm going to throw out a couple statistics for you that may seem extremely alarming, and if you think they are, they are. So there are approximately 77,000 man-made chemicals that are permeating our environment. They're in our personal care products, they're pesticides, they're in our food, they're in our drinking water. It's all around us. It's quite alarming. And as I do this kind of research and study, it just never ceases to amaze me that we're actually alive and walking around because the odds are against us. And there are some recent studies that they are actually testing the umbilical cord blood of newborns, and they're finding already over 200 chemicals in the umbilical cord blood. So that means that our newborns are already, being born with chemicals in their bodies. They're finding 9 out of 10 of them have BPAs, which come from plastics. They're now finding a new type that they've termed as TBPA. And these are things that, gosh, they use these kind of things in making computer circuit boards. They put them in synthetic fragrances, cosmetics, detergents. So really, there's a lot that we need to know about, but there's a lot that we can do. Women alone put about 168 chemicals on their body every single day. So let's dive in here. So let's meet the toxins, shall we? So we have toxins everywhere, like I said, pesticides, pollution, our food and water, our cleaning, household products, skincare, beauty products, dry cleaning. A lot of people don't realize, but those dry cleaning chemicals are extremely toxic. Um, the the personal care industry, which skincare and beauty, is really not very regulated. And you can go on the FDA website and you can actually find a lot of the ingredients and stuff that you find in your personal care products. So skincare and beauty products, since they're not really regulated, a lot of things have been deemed as generally recognized as acceptable or as safe. They're GRAs. And those are usually regulated within the industry by industry experts. So again, it's like the lobbyists, they're being paid to lobby for certain things. These things have been deemed generally safe, but we are finding now through a lot of research that most of these items are endocrine disruptors. They're cancer causing. It's kind of alarming. If you take a look at this list that is up on the screen, you'll see formaldehyde. You'll see mercury. There's aluminum. There's a lot of heavy metals that are showing up in our skincare and beauty products. And, you want to ask yourself why. I'm not going to go into all of that, but the short answer is it's shortcuts, it's cheaper. You can make beauty and skincare products very clean, but again, you don't know what you don't know. And I did not know until probably 6 or 7 years ago. And I'm not telling you to run out and change up all of your skincare products and everything. But if you know what you are up against, then you can make really good informed decisions. And when you take a look at things that have like formaldehyde, now if you see the PEG6, so when my daughter was going through leukemia treatment, she had PEG, which kills, everything in your body. So that's in of itself just a very alarming thing that they're putting into our products. The sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, I'm sure many of you have heard about that. That is a huge endocrine disruptor. And they're learning ways of renaming these things. So you have to be even extra careful. And then, notice that there's also sodium laureate sulfate, which is not the same thing as sodium lauryl sulfate, but it is also something that is extremely disruptive to your endocrine system. And thyroid, estrogen, there's a lot of things that we're looking at now in women who are, especially young women, that are all of a sudden having um, reproductive issues, and they're having monthly issues, more PMS. We're seeing higher rates of PCOS. And a lot of these have to do with these chemicals that are being put into our beauty and skincare products. So if you want more information on this, please email support @hello, your health is calling, and I'm happy to send more of these details to you. So let's go over to our cleaning and household products. And, having a clean house is extremely important to me. And so I always thought that walking into this smell of ammonia and all the cleaning chemicals meant that my house was really clean. But actually, what it means is your house is very toxic. And again, we're using a lot of chemicals that are endocrine disruptors. It's going to disrupt your hormone production. And once your hormones stop producing properly, then you start running into all sorts of issues, with your gut health, especially. And so a lot of these compounds that they're putting into cleaning products, they're inexpensive, they're very toxic, but they're not necessary. Back in the day of my grandmother, they used vinegar, they used baking soda, they used a lot of different things to clean with. And we can definitely go back to those things. We don't need ammonia, we don't need ethanol, we don't need chlorine, we don't need bleach. Now, I know a lot of people use bleach because of mold, but there are other things that you can do to get rid of mold in your showers and any place that, collects moisture. And again, I'm happy to go over, different alternatives with you if you just want to, contact me. But again, here, if you cannot pronounce it, you definitely don't need it. It took me a long time to do these slides because these words are so hard. But, ethanol, that's what they put in gasoline. So, just so you know that, you don't need ammonia, you don't need, all of these different acids. So, cleaning products is definitely an area that you can alter in your household. Food is a big one. My whole client base is based on gut health. When it comes right down to it, we work on gut health because everything starts in your gut. So when you start talking about food and where the toxicities are coming in from, a lot of it comes from our food, and we don't know because we think that the government and the fast food industry is our friend, and they're making life easier. But they're really not, because in the long run, we are really slowly just poisoning ourselves. So what can we do with our food? So food additives, preservatives, emulsifiers, gums, all the fake sugars, the food dyes, the vitamins, these are all synthetic. They are created in a factory. Even if the packaging says natural, there's nothing natural about it. They may have added a micro percentage of a plant or part of an animal that allows them to put natural on their label. But these are all fake. I call them frankenfood. They're produced in a factory, they're mass produced. If you saw the process, you more than likely would get sick and never buy it again. So even when things are enriched with vitamins, me as a young mother, I was like, oh, this white bread is enriched with vitamins. I'm like, perfect. Well, the vitamins are synthetic and they're probably made from GMO corn, which has all sorts of pesticides in them, and your body is just going to remove it or it's going to store it as a toxin. So when things say that they're vitamin enriched, it's really a lie. It's just a synthetic thing. What we cook with is super important too, because as you heat up a pan, whatever that pan is made of is going to leach into your food. So the worst thing you can absolutely cook with is foil, aluminum foil. I do functional lab testing in my practice, and we have a heavy metal and minerals test. And 99% of my clients come back with aluminum toxicity. And that is because we have been cooking on aluminum pans. We cook with foil. You line your cookie sheet, or if you're making a sheet pan meal, you line it with foil. That is leaching into your food. Do not put foil on a grill to cook on. All that aluminum is coming out into your food. Teflon, that is another thing with the non-stick. Teflon also comes off and wears out into your food. So anytime you heat up something, it is going to, whatever it is next to, it's going to leach into. So just keep that in mind. Anything non-stick. And if you scrape the pan, you are scraping microparticles of whatever it is into your food. So the best thing to cook for is copper, cast iron, stainless steel, glass. Stainless steel, I know, is controversial because things stick to it and then you have to spray it with PAM or whatever, and that's chemicals. But there is a trick to that, and you can Google it. I would go over it, but I'm going to be running out of time. So, food storage. Do not wrap your things in plastic if it is hot, because the plastic is going to leach into it. If you are going to store in plastic, then make sure it is completely cool, and then don't reheat it. Don't cover your things in plastic when you put them in the microwave. Don't use those plastic crock pot liners. I know it saves time, but if you just put some avocado oil or butter or something in your crock pot, the food's not going to stick as well. So the best there is going to be glass, parchment, silicone. That's going to be super helpful with you in your food. So your water is the next thing. And water, we have become a plastic water bottle society, and it is becoming a problem. And when plastic first was introduced, it was thicker. It wasn't overused. It was actually just as a, one or two times if you need to carry something out in a plastic bottle. But now we are mostly drinking our water out of plastic. I don't know if you noticed how thin the plastic is getting. When you grab it, it sploops out. And what's happening is these plastic bottles are just becoming so thin, and the chemicals are actually seeping out. We're finding a lot more microplastics in blood work and things like that because they're coming from the plastic bottles. And to be honest, most bottled water now is literally just tap water that's been minimally filtered. It's really not even that great quality anymore. Um, Water from our taps and our showers. So our skin is our biggest organ. And when we take a shower and we're not using a filter against the tap water, then our body is absorbing those chemicals. There's a lot of lead, chlorine, fluoride, aluminum, pharmaceuticals, bacteria that is being found in local water sources. I mean, there's so many studies out there, and you can actually go onto the Environmental Working Group's website, ewg.org, toxinremoval.org, and you can list your city and they will tell you the quality of your tap water. So just to be mindful, and those chemicals that are coming out in your warm shower are becoming a vapor. So not only are you absorbing it in your skin, you're inhaling it, and so that's going to become problematic too. So a good water filter in your shower and tub is a great thing. So a lot of bad news, but there's some good news. So there's things we can do. Um, like I said, I talk about the Environmental Working Group. Now, their website is full of information and it's ewg.org. So for our cleaning products, you can literally go on their website, list your product, and it will tell you how it ranks. It lists all the different chemicals and how it ranks. There's cleaning products from Branch Basics. You can buy them from there. You can make your own. You can literally Google it. You can find a homesteader on Instagram that makes their own cleaning products. It's really not hard. It's cheaper. You save money. Vinegar is a very good cleaning agent. You can mix it with a little bit of essential oils and some baking soda and some dish soap and have a wonderful cleaning product. For your beauty products, again, the ewg.org, you can go on there, list your product. It'll tell you how it ranks. There's an app called Think Dirty, and you can actually scan the barcode of the beauty product and it'll tell you how it ranks as well. Find a clean beauty store. They're popping up everywhere. There's one that I personally love. It's called Citrine Beauty Bar, and they are actually here in Phoenix, but you can order from them. But there are so many options to clean beauty. And again, a little more expensive. Everything that's good for you is going to cost you more money, but in the long run, it's going to save you money because you're not going to have all these health issues. So it's a win-win. So food, again, eat a whole diet, whole food, unprocessed, not fast food. I always use the rule of thumb, if it comes from the earth, then it's probably good. So for processed foods, I know we can't get away from them entirely. But if it has more than 5 ingredients, then I would put it back on the shelf. And if you can't pronounce any of the ingredients, I would put it back on the shelf. Just because, word of caution, it says organic, gluten-free, all these things. If it has a lot of ingredients, even though some of them are organic, it's still not going to be good for you. So don't fall into that trap. And these plant-based foods that are made in a factory, it's all synthetic. You're taking a plant and you're making it into something to taste like meat. So I always tell my clients, if you're going to eat a plant, eat a plant. Don't eat a frankenfood that has been so highly processed, there's not even a semblance of a plant left to it. Cook at home. Just make your meals at home, get used to it. Then one of my friends, she did a 30-day no dining out challenge, and it is hard. We want to have that easy, we've worked all day, we haven't pre-planned. A lot of things that I work with my clients on is pre-planning, because if you plan, you will succeed. And it doesn't take a lot. There's a lot of things that we can do to help you through food prepping, making sure you have good options for breakfast, lunch, and dinners. So for pesticides, make sure it doesn't contain glyphosate, and find a natural one. Find something that isn't really, really harsh. There are also plants that you can plant that will repel pests. So there's a lot of gardening gurus. Oh, go back to the last slide. Sorry, that was my mistake. There are a lot of gardening gurus that will tell you what to plant in your gardens next to your fruits and vegetables that will repel the pests. For water, get a home filtration system, do reverse osmosis, get a countertop system, get a shower or a bath filter. You know, if you are going to buy bottled water, buy it in glass. There's great mineral and spring waters that you can buy in glass. I know for people who like to get out and walk and run and hike, the plastic is lighter, but then get a countertop system so that you can just put some filtered water into your own silicone or whatever you use. So I mentioned dry cleaning before. Dry cleaners use horrible, horrible chemicals to clean the clothes. There are many, many organic dry cleaners out there that use a better system. So just be in mind that dry cleaning chemicals are very endocrine disrupting. The chemicals are harsh, and it's probably something, if you do struggle with any kind of illnesses, chronic allergies, autoimmune situations, and you do get your clothes dry cleaned, then you might want to check into that. Let's go back to food for 1 second because I forgot to mention something. I mentioned earlier about vitamins and synthetic things. Well, there's also third-party testing. If you are buying supplements and like protein powders and different vitamins and things, make sure that they're third-party tested. It's not enough that the owners of the company are testing it within themselves. You want to make sure that it's third-party tested, because then you're going to know that there's no heavy metals in what you're consuming. Okay. So let's get back to our home. Our home environment is another area of toxicity, and we put in new carpeting, we buy sofas, we buy mattresses, we paint our walls. A lot of those things are emitting a lot of toxins into our air. So what can we do about that? We can put in air filter systems. There are a lot of air purifiers that you can buy out there. And we can also put houseplants in our house that are going to clean up the air for us. There's snake plants. That is one of the best ones, spider plants. They literally will absorb a lot of the toxicity. Boston ferns, peace lilies, ZZ plant I was not familiar with, but when I was researching for this podcast, it popped up. It's actually a really pretty plant. So philodendrons, and philodendrons are one of the plants that are very hard to kill. So for all of you who are saying, I don't have a green thumb, philodendrons are hardy. So are snake plants, actually. You can pretty much ignore them. And the nice thing about snake plants too is they reproduce within themselves. So you can buy one plant, and then as it grows, you can separate them and put them in different parts of your house. Bromelates are kind of another one that I was not very familiar with, but it is lovely and makes for a nice, pretty setting in your house. So also for sleeping, if you have snake plants or lavender plants in your bedroom, those are going to help you sleep better at night as well. So there are many, many things that you can do to help clean up the toxicity around you. And, it's not all bad news. I know that a lot of this information, people might be saying, gosh, that's a lot. And it is. So just to recap, we can do a lot of things that don't take a lot of money to clean up the toxicity around us. If you want to start tackling a few things at a time, I recommend that. I don't recommend going and dumping all of your household cleaners, dumping all of your cosmetics, all of your skincare products, because those things are pricey. And I would just do one or two at a time. Start with your house, start with your laundry detergents. Find one that is approved by the EWG. Again, go on their website, type in all of the different brands. The ones that are by major manufacturers that say that they're all natural and toxin free are not. You can check the labels, and you can actually scan the barcode against Think Dirty, and it will come up surprising. So it just takes a little bit of research. Again, email support at Hello Your Health is Calling, and I am happy to send you all of my vetted products that I use personally. And, for your household items, remember, it's not that you need that heavy ammonia smell. You just need to get rid of the dirt. And that is achievable with ammonia and some baking soda and different things. Or ammonia, I just said ammonia. Oh my gosh. Vinegar. God. So, with your household, with your skincare, pick pick your lotion. Dump the Bath and Body stuff and start looking at things that are not going to disrupt your hormones. Even if you just go to like a natural oil, that is going to be enough to moisturize your body. Coconut oil is a great one. There are different things that you can buy for your skincare that are not going to be as toxic as the retinol creams. There are things that they will start to increase production of those things that eliminate wrinkles versus putting a harsh chemical like retinol on your skin. So, just start out small, baby steps. I think next week we will continue on this toxicity roll because the removal is super important to your gut health. And I'm going to show you different ways that you can start to lower your toxic load so that your gut isn't as permeable and in bad shape as it has been in the past. And we'll just start to slowly, heal ourselves by reducing our toxic load. So thanks for joining me today. It is a heavy topic, but there's things we can do. You don't know what you don't know. So tell a friend, guide them over to this podcast, contact me. We can work all this together and enjoy a long, healthy life.
Thank you for tuning in to another empowering episode of Hello, Your Health is Calling with Sue Kostyk. Remember, your health journey is ongoing, and we're here to support you every step of the way. If you have any questions, insights, or stories to share, don't hesitate to reach out. You can connect with us on social media or call in live at 888-994-4995 Studio A. Together, we're transforming lives and embracing holistic well-being. Until next time, prioritize your health and remember, your health is calling.